Alright, bros. Let's see what we can get going now. Okay. Okay. Now let's see. Silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city. Ring a ding. Swing a ding. We'll go marry one little podcast, bitch. Alright, bros. Let's see what we got here. Coca-Cola. Okay. Tomorrow. We got another one. Holy crap. Well. Ring-a-ding. Swing-a-ding. I ain't taking no medicine, bros. That's stomach pill. Tonight. Maybe. If it's got a 10 on it, it's today. Let me find me some glasses here, people. Okay. Has it got a 10 on it? I'm not for sure. Once that strays it down. Need this stuff. That's my... Yeah.
General quarters.
Yeah. Shit.
Awaiting instructions.
Oh yeah. You say so. Turd Templar. And now he's the apparatus man. Turd is the bird in the man. About heart pills. Uh-oh, dropped that one. Let's just yeah. Okay, stupid. Okay.
Enemy force sighted on the horizon.
That's nighttime. Daytime. Okay. 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 Well, oh. Well. Okay. I don't know, man. He's coming back, huh? Yeah.
The enemy is about to win.
Yeah. Alrighty, brothers, I'm a butter beating box. Thanks, bro. Hey, thanks for getting me beat down, man. Loving it.
Requesting assistance.
I'll be thanks you, dude.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
Well, but of course my teammates won't push. I mean, they won't. So why even try, bruh? I'll secure off with him there, because if we don't, it just sink us.
Ship is on fire.
El Salvador.
Problem solved, sir.
No, Chickamauga. Chickamauga tractor killers. There you go.
Enemy battleship.
Oh.
Enemy destroyer detected. The ship is on fire. Spotter airborne.
Oh my goodness, I'm stuck.
Spotter destroyed.
Was he patient enough to sit there and wait on me?
Torpedoes to port. Torpedoes to port. We're hold below the waterline.
I'd like to know what the strategy is for this shadow is. I mean, look here. Well, we can't even look. But we didn't get nothing. Hardly anything. Really, honest. We kind of stuck playing with these. Man, can't even get nothing in the browse, bro. I mean, really. Not a damn thing. Fuck this. I better play ranked. Oh, crap. These browse are scrap. In all honesty, they're a joke. Let's see, it's the center. Yeah.
Battle starts. Autopilot mode enabled. Awaiting instructions.
It's crappy, bro.
Spotter airborne. Enemy force detected.
Alright. Missed him.
Enemy battleship detected. Torpedoes, direct front. Spotter returning to ship. Torpedoes, direct front. Torpedoes to starboard. The ship is on fire.
Autopilot mode disabled.
The enemy is about to win.
Battleship foundered.
Punk. Oh, you beached out, huh? Yes, you did. Now you have to come backwards.
Enemy destroyer detected.
I wonder if he just realized he got whopped.
Enemy cruiser.
Come on, bro, get out of here, dude. You know, they believe that shit.
The ship is on fire. Problem solved, sir. Torpedoes direct.
Enemy destroyer blown up.
Torpedoes dead ahead. Concentrate fire on the enemy warship. Torpedoes dead ahead. Torpedoes to port. Torpedoes to port.
Huh?
Hull breach. We're taking on water quickly. The ship is on fire. Torpedoes to port. Torpedoes to port. Problem solved, sir.
Well, with me too, you little bitch. Well, I see that. I got the key to the driver. Yeah. Alright, bros. So we got a combat mission there. Got 'em all, huh? Oh, I guess this one. Damn, they still done Black Friday, aren't they? Yeah. In the morning. We'll go ahead and do it. Yeah. I'm gonna do the ranked. You know. Battle pass. Okay. Damn, we got a lot of fucking coal, bro. I'll be right back, bros. Got to get me some juice. Shit. Alrighty, bros. We're gonna play ranked. That's a buff one. Okay. Well, we'll see what it is, bros. I mean, heck for it, bro. So it's,
General quarters.
yeah.
Awaiting instructions.
Okay, what's heck, man, let's we even moving?
Autopilot mode enabled.
Let's um, 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 we're going to try to there we go. We'll try anyway, you know. But yeah. Yeah. There's well, it's going to be a nice little read, a nice little lesson, you know, I guess.
Despite being only weeks away from stepping down as President of the United States, Joe Biden is still being humiliated on the daily. His first big fail was falling asleep during a summit in Africa.
With the US in support of the development of the Lobito Corridor. Tanzania views the Lobito Corridor as an integral part of a broader strategy to enhance connectivity in Africa.
And over the weekend, the president was again humiliated after he skipped the biggest event on the world stage that day, the reopening of Notre Dame in Paris. Joe Biden's absence went largely unnoticed until his wife Jill Biden was captured looking adoringly at none other than Donald Trump. The awkward image sent shockwaves around the internet, roasting Joe Biden and celebrating Donald Trump. This commentator said, "Haven't seen Jill look at Joe quite like she's looking at President Trump." This commentator agreed, saying, "Find someone who looks at you the way Jill and Ashley Biden look at Donald Trump." And Donald Trump didn't let this publicity go to waste, immediately releasing a post on Truth Social seemingly mocking the interaction. The post was mocked up as an advertisement reading, "A fragrance your enemies cannot resist." And it wasn't only Jill Biden that was enamored with Donald Trump in Paris. It seemed like the rest of the world's leaders also caught the Trump love bug, lining up to shake the president's hand.
He's a man's man. I mean, he has both. Trump's a man's man. So,
This commentator said, Macron, Trump and Zelensky meet at Notre Dame Cathedral in France. World leaders are lined up to meet President Trump. America is respected again.
yes,
Sky
we
News
are,
commentator
finally.
Brad Palumbo agrees, saying the photo proves that Jill Biden voted for Donald Trump all along.
Now, look, in more proof that Jill Biden, aka Dr. Jill, voted for Donald Trump despite the Democrats ousting her husband. They are all buddy-buddy. Have a look at this at the reopening of Notre Dame in France. Having a little chat, Brad. Maybe Trump isn't Hitler or a dictator after all.
You stupid bitch.
Yeah, it's an interesting one because on one hand, I actually give the Democrats a little bit of credit on this. They've been fairly civil and respectable about the transition of power, and
They have about that, but I don't look for it to hold out.
At the White House,
They won't follow our ranks with them.
That's the approach to politics I want to see in America. But on the other hand, it's like, hold up. 5 minutes ago, you guys were telling us this guy is literally Hitler, and now you're doing photo ops and smiling and shaking his hand and welcoming him.
Because they're irrelevant. They're irrelevant. They want to turn it to a new era of Trump so they can get Joe Biden's era off of them.
But on the other hand, that they're rhetorical frauds in many ways. But then again, we kind of knew
They
that.
are rhetorical frauds.
Indeed. Brad Palumbo,
Because
every week, thanks for
they preach this Kool-Aid to the American people. Buckle down. You don't deserve good groceries. You're not worthy enough to. Donald Trump tells you are, and he'll be the leader of that trash compactor.
Oh, listen, I think it's remarkable and very telling.
I believe that's why he won. I believe why he won because they tried to assassinate him, and we take that very harshly.
Has been literally resurrected from the
Look at Kennedy.
Politics.
To this day,
incredibly significant.
people will pay money to know who shot him.
De facto leader
The real
of the United States, because I think Americans realize that Joe Biden hasn't been in charge for some time. Kamala Harris, part of the reason she lost is because she was frankly totally dishonest about that very situation, about Joe Biden. Very remarkable and telling that neither Biden nor Harris is there yet.
Sad shit, bro. It really is. I mean, Biden's has no legacy at this point.
The United States, not just by Americans, but by the entire globe.
Yeah, and Mick ultimately telling me.
I mean, no, honestly, Biden has no legacy at this point. He's got a cokehead son. One son died, I don't know, with cancer, and a bunch of horrid daughter-in-laws. Real family. Not so much typicaler than her family, I would say. I mean, just saying, throwing it out there. Seeing quite a few Americans that have that go on life or Trailer Park King. Swing, it's the Trailer Park King.
Behind it, they're not playing ball with the big retailers, and they've sold over 3.
Now more lefties losing it with my next guest.
Well, Australians like making fun of us over Biden. Which, I mean, I would them too if they had someone in. They're no better off, old bro. Their economy has went to hell in a handbasket. A game here, like on Steam, that cost me $10, cost them $30. Yeah, keep voting your parliament in, or at least we can afford our video games, bro. They try to keep us comatose that we won't come out and revolt on them. That's sad, bros. It really is. I mean, here you have a president. We was having a debate last night at the supper table, which we do every now and then. We'll throw politics in just to spice up. We all feel about the same, but the youngest one of the boys come off with what does it really even matter? It was depressing. It was heartbreaking that he's at the age he sees no good nor no bad. What does it really matter? What does it really matter? I mean, I've always been a patriot for my country. I never got the opportunity to join the the services, but I would have, I truly would have, and I'm not just saying it. I would have just to served. I've loved my country that much, and to have these young men. He's drafting age too, by the way. So can you really be for sure if they draft him, he'd go to war? I think he would for the honor of her family. But I also think that he'd have some very deep reservations when it comes up. My uncles, God bless her, rest one of them sold one. He's still with us, thank God. One was in World War II, the other one was in Vietnam. The guy, Uncle Harlan, me and my twin brothers were named after him, Harlan and Corliss. Corliss was the one I was named after. Harlan was the one my twin was named after. I went when they buried him. He lived in his 90s. He didn't want no fancy funeral. He didn't want what they give him. He said that I was going to be there anyway, so why not make it the best of it I could. When they shipped him out, they shipped him to Pearl Harbor. It was a pie job, bros. I mean, to get put in Pearl Harbor tropical post, it was a pie job. They were happy to be stationed there because the Great Depression that wasn't fully over at the time Pearl Harbor hit. See, that's what always bothered me about the Great Depression was that Roosevelt had took and had basically made it to the American people. If they wanted to die of the Depression, they was going to pretty well have to sanction a war to do it. So he left it on the head of the people. Then when it went, and 2 days ago, when Japan attacked Pearl Harbor and gave us no other choice but to fight, and they were in the same position, believe you me. They were provoked in a position that damned if you do and damned if you don't. We overtook. We not only ended it there, we did a step better. We went to Europe and ended their decade-long war. That's what kind of men and women laid down and gave birth to us. And if you think we don't appreciate that and the goals they've given for us, you don't know this country. You're totally lost, son, and you need to find Jesus Christ because he can be your Lord and Savior. And I'm a firm believer in that. Yeah, though I was lost, then I was found. So, I will never apologize for something my uncle did out of respect, not out of shame, out of respect for him because he had no reason to apologize. His country sent him to war. He acted. He did. I'm talking about my uncle in Vietnam. He never asked for what Lyndon B. Johnson put upon them. But I can show you he rigged that motherfucker from the beginning, boy. That's a fact. I'll be right back, bros. I gotta get me some snackies or something. I'm feeling peckish.
Construction stations.
Awaiting instructions.
Autopilot mode enabled.
Enemy force sighted on the horizon.
I could shut off. Sorry about that. In all honesty, about that, we're the ones need to ask for forgiveness, because here it is.
Autopilot mode disabled.
We're the ones that shamed them of it. I watched the film Michael J. Fox was in when I was younger about Vietnam. I grasped then what I hadn't as I was younger. Being a kid, you think, heck yeah, my uncle went to war. He got to kill people. Never realized what had took place.
Torpedoes astern.
How they had mutilated his mind. Growed up thinking our country was the greatest, and it is. Do not get me wrong, it is. We'll be the first to say it is. We might have lost a strateger, but at the end of the day, we're always, we're patriots, we care.
Torpedoes to starboard.
And they just checking them torpedoes, ain't they? But we just cruise line. Chakalaka, baby.
Autopilot mode enabled.
Alright, bros.
Spotter returning to ship.
Autopilot mode disabled.
Oh, that sucks. I mean, that truly is one of those deals, my bros. We should have used the snort, I would think. We're gonna lose, man, I mean.
The ship is on fire. Problem solved, sir. The ship is on fire. ship is on fire.
You are the last hope.
There's still was the last one, huh? I mean, damn, bros, that's pathetic, dudes. Really is. We're gonna have to find something else to shoot. You know, whatever on them bills, whatever. Let's see what this one is this time. But yesterday, Com Patrol, okay. But and this is today's of tomorrow's. I mean, what do we do, dudes? We look at the Patriots and stuff, and then we think, the truth, it's not their fault. Oh,
the average person sees around 10,000 online ads daily. Here's how a man's life would change if he used Pi. Day 1, he would install Pi on his computer without spending a dime because it's 100% free. Day 2, he realizes how clean and clutter-free his browsing experience has been since he got Pi. He doesn't have to deal with the normal
Pi there, Dean, Winchester.
What they wanted is, control of the border. They don't want to see the chaos of the border.
How does that impact your vision of the American dream?
Yeah. Well, number one is
yeah,
believing in the American dream.
And a panic.
You to stay fraught and like this.
This might be one of the
I used to like Wolfie
I've seen on the
tremendously, because she was a really talented actor. I'd say fall from grace like she
by a
has.
Democrat senator. Not a Republican senator, a Democrat senator. And what does the View believe? America is evil, racist, oppressive. He
Be scared to guess what the View
illegal
believes.
immigration isn't a problem. He destroys that. Biden is so great, his economy is so great for everybody. He destroys that. This election was about sexism and racism, not about the economy. And he destroys that too. Watch how they bait him into trying to become a victim with them. They ask him about his upbringing and how he came from being a child of immigrants and growing up in the south side of Chicago. His answer is patriotic. Watch.
How does that impact your vision of the American dream?
Yeah. Well, number one is believing in the American dream. And, when you're growing up poor and you don't have much of anything, the biggest currency you need is hope. And that's the one thing I had and my family had, and it was instilled, from my mom and from the rest of my big Latino family, which is like, you can do this. Right? If you keep your nose clean, work hard, you're going to accomplish this. And every day it was hard. It was hard working those after-school jobs. I mean, I was lucky to have teachers and family that were also very supportive, but it was all worth it. And I thought about it back in the day at the age of 14, 15, that if I work hard, I'm going to succeed. And if I succeed, my family will succeed. And that was like the thing that drove me every day.
That is what the View and Democrats in general hate the most. Minorities who are not victims. The View has been on this losing streak of inviting minority men onto their panel to agree with all of their radical ideology, and they have just been striking out. It didn't work with Stephen A. Smith, didn't work with Charlemagne, didn't work with Mayor Eric Adams, and now it's not working with Senator Ruben Gallego. It's almost as if people are sick of the identity politics. I mean, when somebody like Sonny Hostin heard his story, how he was talking about when you're poor, you have nothing, you need to have hope. After hearing that, how can she not look in the mirror and just admit to herself her worldview is wrong? You trying to teach the poorest and most downtrodden people that they're victims, there's no hope, they're systemically oppressed, they have a boot on their neck no matter where they go and what they do. Now, Sonny asks him a question that leaves her speechless. Because he's Hispanic, because he's from Arizona, she asks him about Trump's mass deportation plan, hoping to get the answer she wanted out of a Hispanic, but ultimately got her world rocked when he revealed to her the unfortunate, uncomfortable truth. Hispanics are real people too, and don't like illegal immigration. Watch.
I mean, no one should, because dudes, they're taking people's opportunities to come here. And they're meeting them at the border saying, well, no, you come in legal, you're going to go on the back burner. I just broke in, I got power, and it's, no, man, no.
And this weekend, Trump laid out his mass deportation plan on Meet the Press. Do you think Trump will be able to do what he says he's going to do?
Yes, I do, Navarre. I hope, Sonny.
At the border.
So, from my experience and talking to people in Arizona, you know, the only swing border state, and talking to our border mayors, and also talking to, you know, border sheriffs, police, nonprofits, everything else, what they wanted is, you know, control of the border. They don't want to see the chaos of the border. You know, we have a broken immigration system. And I think recognizing that, Matt.
Sonny Hostin, I never want you to speak on behalf of black people again. I never want you to speak on behalf of Hispanic people again. I don't ever want you to speak on behalf of intelligent people ever again. You are.
I mean, that's a party shot for the intelligent people. I mean,
don't
really,
forget,
bro.
Alyssa told her about the county in Texas that was 92% Hispanic, but voted 75% Trump. And what was Sonny's initial knee-jerk reaction? Sexism, racism. And Alyssa was like, no, they're on the border. I just love that they've been having a bad streak with inviting guests and them getting just...
Well, I don't. I mean, I think that every debate should be a healthy debate. That we should disagree in more civil manners, and not oh, that's dirty son of a bitch, or he's a Trump lover, so we're not going to support him, or vice versa and stuff. It's sad, dudes.
And you know, for us that are parents, and I'm lucky to have 2 kids. You know, that's the worst.
This guy, he seems alright. I mean, I don't hate Democrats.
We'll take the personal hits. You know, my mom took the personal hits, working the hard jobs, you know, having to sacrifice a lot, but she knew that her kids would be better off in the future. And when you're hearing it on the campaign trail, they just don't think it's going to happen. That's when you know that there's something really wrong.
Yeah, it's true, man. He's giving you some life experiences here, dudes, that you should honestly pay attention to.
The 10-pocket
guys really being honest.
Repels rain and regulates heat for incredible comfort.
He really is.
It's almost as if the ladies on The View think that people are just making this up for some reason.
Yeah.
That they can't afford stuff. That they haven't been getting paid to keep up with inflation. That they're working harder than ever, making...
Well, even if we haven't, they have.
And when Democrats try to defend Joe Biden's economy...
You know, even if we haven't, they have. Therefore, they shouldn't have... Their view should not mean anything to anyone, because they're not having to live this shit, bro. Oh, my heart hurts for you. You're having to go through this. Well, I'm going home to a Manhattan townhouse apartment, servants.
Period. That's it. I don't
and I'm not living this life.
That is the sentiment and the lived reality of the majority of American people.
I agree with
now
you,
watch
dude.
Ruben Gallego give them one last bubble burster as he lets them
I
know
don't
that
see no big bubble bursters out
the
of
election
anywhere,
wasn't
bro.
because of racism and sexism. It was because of the economy and the border. Watch.
I can believe that. That's truly what it is.
Able to kind of understand what's happening there was because, growing up Latino and working those work sites.
That has nothing to do with it. I grew up a poor white boy. That's the truth, man.
And we were focused.
Poverty was great in my state.
But even being out there,
it was sad, bro. Sad what my state went through, the poverty level.
That's different from what people have experienced in the past, and we need to actually
my first
talk about solutions.
Acknowledgement that
people do not like feeling like they're working their absolute heart out and cannot seem to get at all.
Heart went out for my state is that they're portraying us as
that should be the case in America. They don't care about identity politics. They don't care about the political correctness. They don't care about uprooting
and he's actually in Appalachian, Appalachia. It's the time they told you, well, no, man, we ain't poor.
They don't care about being perceived to be uncompassionate.
Where the hell are they getting this from? But I guess compared to them, we were.
Illegal immigrants flooding into the country and
do I let that bother me? No.
While the taxpayer is literally hurting.
I doubled down, bro. I got me a job. I tried to succeed in life.
These elitist Democrats. The Democrats have these social circles that are so important to them that they have to maintain and uphold in this public image so they can get brand deals and be politically correct as to not.
That's one thing I've never set out to do with my channel, is to get a brand deal or any kind of deals. I do this to leave it as a legacy for my daughter, because I have stage 4 cancer. I am dying, and I do want to leave her something, and her kids to remember me by. They can say, where's Papa, and he loved doing that. He really got fierce when he debated elections.
Listen to Sunny Hostin say that she actually believes that these Biden preemptive pardons on Liz Cheney and Fauci and everybody
I'll blow up on him, bro.
We've been talking about this issue
I keep saying that, but it will blow up on them.
They did not commit any crimes.
They'll not be able to do that and without making themselves look bad. Any party that you do that way, bro, keep in mind there's another party going to cry wolf.
And I can't imagine he won't try to weaponize the Justice Department. When this man tells you what he's thinking out loud, you should believe it.
So nobody can even.
Well, yeah, you should be believing he's the president. Like Biden
may have done corruptly.
He does plan on making this country great.
Because when Trump was screaming it, the ladies of The View just brushed it off and called him a madman.
Dictator.
Now because Joe Biden pardoned his son, they got the
he's got the
selective prosecution, weaponizing the justice system.
Because Biden's saying a perfidy that he looked bad.
The Democrats have truly shifted.
That he kept saying he's going to let his son go to jail, and he did look bad for that, and I'll be the first to say it.
Listen to what
and I never believed it for one moment.
You would never hear this out of a Democrat ever. Watch.
First of all, thank God for Liz Cheney. Yesterday, she put out a very strong statement condemning what Donald Trump had said. And I kind of felt like,
I've lost my pen, bro. Just give me a moment.
Turns its lonely eyes to you, because she's not trekking to Mar-a-Lago to kiss the ring. She's not going into, deep hiding and in silence. She's not changing her.
No, she betrayed the political party.
By her guns, she is a principled person with
a
backbone and courage.
Her father was a warmonger.
She's going to fight back, and it is going to be our job to
Facts, bros.
her.
I like him facts. Facts is always help us and get us where we need to be. Facts says Liz Cheney, warmonger. She's not cared for the American people.
Being investigated by the federal government is a big deal.
Yes, just to clarify, you heard somebody who is a supposed Democrat saying thank God for Liz Cheney. Now, when would you ever hear a Democrat saying thank God for a Cheney? These people are the warmongers. The Democrat Party are loving the warmongers now, because that's what their party has become. That used to be the Republican Party. And why all of a sudden does she just love Liz Cheney?
They screwed that from Reagan.
Or because
that he was a warmonger. He was not, bro.
Stand for any traditional Democrat values. She's an establishment Republican.
Problem is, people have a tendency to speak before they realize what they've done.
Both came together to fight Trump because he was going to shake up Washington, D.C. They wanted to maintain their power and their control and their tradition of screwing over the American taxpayer to line their own pocket. So they end the show screaming at each other, probably because their plan failed to bring on a minority and get them to agree with them to make them look smart. But Anna Navarro starts freaking out, telling everybody they need to be in a panic. They can't enjoy Christmas.
Cheney, for that matter. That woman is a mess,
telling her to shut up. Alyssa jumps in on Whoopi's side. They both start tag teaming Anna, and it just descends into chaos.
But if you're an illegal immigrant in this country, you're not going to be not in a panic. If you are a woman working for the Department of Defense, you have a right to be in a panic.
You tell people to stay fraught and like this.
I'm telling people to prepare, Whoopi. I'm telling people to
they're not prepared. They are prepared.
Well, I hope they are, you know. Because he's going to deport them. I hope they got their bags packed, you know.
I'm sorry. I mean, winter is here. Right. Winter's been with us, and my
winter's coming.
We can lay down and do
as the Game of Thrones says, winter's coming.
We are in a privileged position that a lot of people who are going to be under his attack
who is going through the same thing.
She does. No, first since I ever heard them talk.
But let me know what you guys think in the comments section below.
I think they're stupid.
Any of them are going to change the way they think after getting their worldview destroyed right in front of their face? Or probably not. If you enjoyed
I do not.
Hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Turn on those notifications.
Not for one moment do I think they're going to change. Period. I think if anything,
crazy what you can get with those things.
Go double down, man. That's my opinion of it. I think at the end of the day they'll double down, and
has asked retired Lieutenant General Russell Honore to lead an immediate review of Capitol security in light of the attack. The general has said,
now listen to this.
Leadership of the Capitol Police, that'd be you, Mr. Sund, and both of you, gentlemen, the House and Senate Sergeants at Arms, he's criticized you for, and I'm quoting now, the appearance of complicity during the attack, and also said that you were potentially undertook complicit actions. Those are his words during the attack. Mr. Sund, were you complicit in this attack on January 6th? Mr. Sund, if I could just return to the question about the National Guard activation. I'm a little bit confused about the timeline here, and I want to ask you and Mr. Irving some questions just so I can get this clear in my own head. I'm looking at your written testimony. You testified that you spoke with Mr. Irving at 1:09, actually both of the Sergeants at Arms, at 1:09 p.m. Now, I understand there's a little bit of dispute about the timeline here, but you do say that Mr. Irving advised you that he needed to run it, namely the request for the National Guard, he needed to run it up the chain of command. Have I got that right?
That is correct, sir.
Okay, Mr. Irving, could I just ask you, when Mr. Sund says that you told him you needed to run it up the chain of command, to whom were you referring there?
Senator, I do not recall a phone call at 1:09 when I was on the floor of the House during the Electoral College session. My phone records do not reflect a telephone call at that time. And had I received a call at that time, I had everyone with me. I had Mr. Stenger, leadership. We would have approved it immediately. So I have no recollection of that call, and neither do I have a record of it.
You say, I think, that you spoke with Mr. Sund later at approximately 1:30. Is that right?
That is correct, after I left the floor. And on that call, he had indicated to me that conditions were deteriorating and that he might be making a request at a later time.
Okay, and did you then say that you needed to run it up the chain of command, or words to that effect?
No, not to my recollection. I notified leadership, and I went to Michael Stanger's office to receive updates from Mr. Sund as to conditions outside and to determine whether he needed to make a request or not. And when the request was made, shortly after 2, we approved it.
And when you say we, who's we? We approved it.
I was in Michael Stanger's office, so next to Mr. Stanger.
And so you did not consult congressional leadership. You weren't waiting at any point for input from congressional leadership. Is that your testimony, Mr. Irving? Have I got that right?
Yes, I advised them, as we would do with many security protocols.
But you weren't waiting for them at any point. There was no delay, you're saying, in getting National Guard requests because you didn't at any point actually wait for the input of the Speaker or the Majority Leader or anybody else.
No, absolutely not.
Mr. Sund, is that your recollection?
My recollection was at 1:09 while I was sitting in the command center watching things rapidly deteriorate. I made a phone call. The phone call was made in the presence of, I believe, both my assistant chiefs and possibly my general counsel, at which time I made the initial request that we need to activate the National Guard. The situation's bad on the West Front. I followed up at 1:22 to check on the status of the request.
Okay. One of the things I'm trying to get clear on here is who would constitute the chain of command. Now, it sounds like Mr. Irving is saying that he actually never made that statement and he didn't consult anybody else. I mean, my understanding is from the statute, 2 U.S.C. Chapter 29, Section 1970, that in an emergency situation, I would think that this would qualify, that the Capitol Police Board does not have to consult with members of the Senate or House leadership in order to make a request for deployment of the National Guard or a request of other executive departments and executive agencies. So it would seem strange to me that there was any talk about a chain of command that would involve anybody other than the Capitol Police Board, given the statute. But there seems to be some confusion about the basic facts and who asked for what when. Let me just ask you this, Mr. Sund. On Monday, January the 4th, you've testified that you approached the House and Senate Sergeant-at-Arms to request the assistance of the National Guard, and Mr. Irving stated that he was concerned about the optics of having the Guard deployed. Is that right? Am I remembering that correctly?
That is correct, sir. On the 4th, it actually wasn't a phone call. It was an in-person visit over to his office where I went in and requested the National Guard.
And Mr. Irving, could you just clarify when you use the term optics, and maybe your recollection is you didn't, so maybe you could speak to that. Did you talk about being concerned about the optics of the National Guard? And then could you just elaborate on what you meant by that? Again, this is Monday, January the 4th now.
Yeah, on Monday, January the 4th, Senator, safety was always